So today I'm going to share with you how I carry my fuel during marathon training. I do use them for the actual marathons as well, or half marathons. So I'm just going to go through a few things that I use during my training. Hope you find it interesting. So the first thing I use, especially on shorter runs that I don't need to carry that much, I generally use this belt, which I got for Christmas last year. It's the Salamon Pulse belt. It's quite minimal, it's very comfortable and very breathable. It's got one zip pocket at the front, which kind of goes diagonally. I usually put my phone in this pocket, so it's kind of out of the way, and I know it's not going to kind of slide out during my runs. It also has these pole carriers, which I don't actually use, but it's there if you need it. Sometimes I think maybe I'll just try to attach my bib numbers on these somehow. It will be quite useful because I don't really like putting safety pins through kind of my running t-shirts. I just don't want to make holes in them and damage them. So that might be something I might consider. There's also this bigger stretch pocket at the back. This one, there's a clip inside which I normally put my keys on. It's just so I know it's not gonna fall out during my runs. I also have this hairband on because when I just have keys in there and I'm running, it kind of makes a lot of noise, so I wrap the elastic band over my keys so it doesn't make that jingling noise when I'm running. So yeah, that's just something I do. The other thing I use this pocket for if I'm carrying my GoPro. It fits my GoPro quite well because it's very stretchy, so that kind of just sits there quite nicely. But if I need to take some water, I also put, not with the GoPro, so I either take GoPro or a soft flask. So the 500 milliliter soft flask filled up would actually fit in this back pocket as well. And then I usually spin this around and then kind of wear whatever's heavier and bulkier kind of at the back of my waist, so it's out of the way when I'm running. But this is really comfortable, very minimal, but it works really well for shorter runs. And if you want to carry a gel as well, it also fits, but these are for my shorter runs during marathon training. And also I wear this when I go like on a 10k run or 10k running events, just to keep my car keys and phone in there, and it works really well. So this is one option to carry what you need in there. And this back pocket will definitely fit quite a few gels if you want something quite minimal and you don't have to worry about carrying water. This will definitely work for gel carrying. And for any longer runs, I would say anything probably 12 or 13k or more, or I know I'm going to be out for an hour and a half or longer, or anything kind of sort of half marathon distance, and definitely like marathon distance, I will take a hydration vest. This is from Harrier. It's called the Kerber 5 litre. I've had this for a long time. I've had this, I bought this probably a year and a half ago, and I use it for all my long runs. I've done my first marathon in this, I run my half marathons in this, and I do all my training in this. This is the only vest that I have. So this works really well for carrying 2 soft flasks at the front. There's a pocket for a bladder, which I don't actually carry. I just use soft flask at the front, and I put kind of gels on the side here, and then sometimes on the other side I put jelly babies to kind of keep me going. And then sometimes if I feel like I need another layer or tissues or plasters for chafing or anything like that, there are loads of pockets that you can fit those things in, and it works really well. There's also this back pocket that you can reach where you're wearing it. It's not the easiest to reach, but it is doable if you need to kind of put something in there. However, I am looking for a bigger vest. I feel like this one is suitable and kind of fits enough of what I need when I do my marathon training. But the only problem I have is when I have 2 soft flasks stuffed kind of at the front here. These pockets do have a lot of space once what you put in there is actually inside this bit, but I find that it doesn't stretch that well. So if this bit has a soft flask, a filled soft flask in there, this bottom pocket doesn't stretch far enough for me to put anything else. The only thing I can kind of fit in is usually like my phone, which I can slide in, but ideally I would like to carry my GoPro as well, which doesn't stretch enough for me to fit it in. So that's a real shame, because this is like the perfect vest and I don't really necessarily need a bigger one. So this is more than enough to carry what I need, but just not quite enough for me to yeah, put my GoPro in and I found when I was doing the UTS 25, I had a full pack of jelly babies. I probably didn't need like the whole pack, but I had a full pack. So I had it in this back pocket for me to kind of have during my run. So I managed to get it out during my run while holding poles as well. So I didn't want to stop and then kind of take this off or anything. So I managed to get the pack of jelly babies out, had a few, and I just couldn't get it back in because it's not very wide, and a pack of jelly babies it's quite hard to get in while you're holding poles and trying to do it, kind of bend your shoulders and elbows to kind of put it back in and stuff. I just couldn't do it. So I feel like I would want a vest that has more accessible pockets and stretchier, definitely stretchier pockets, so I can actually fit more stuff in while I'm on the run and I don't have to kind of stop and take the vest off. I'll still definitely really highly recommend this vest. It's such good quality. I've had it, like I said, for a year and a half. I wear it all the time. I've hand washed it loads of times just kind of to get the salt off during summer running and sweat and everything, but it still looks brand new. Everything looks really good. The color hasn't faded or anything despite being the sun all the time when I go out running. Everything is still in good condition, except the one thing that I've seen notice some wear, which are on these adjustable straps. So on the inner side of these chest straps, there are kind of rubber kind of material that stops the strap from loosening while you run, which is a really good idea. But the rubber is kind of falling off a bit. It's like peeling. So that's kind of the only wear I've noticed on this vest, which is not bad at all, and it still works absolutely fine. And the only downside I would say about this vest is it's quite hard to adjust. So when you have a full pack and you have water filled, as you run you drink more water, so your pack kind of becomes smaller, it needs less space. So while you're running, I feel like I can't tighten the straps very easily because of all the rubber bits on the inside, which holds it in place, which works really well, but in a way too well to actually adjust when I'm running. So that's kind of the only thing if I have to complain about this vest. So it's not even a complaint, but yeah, it's a really good vest. I also wish they kept the pole elastics kind of on the front. I think the older version of this vest, they had the elastics on the side, so you can kind of put your poles in at the front. I found it really hard to put the straps on when I was running. So when I did the UTS 25, I ended up just holding the poles, and towards the end I kind of just collapsed them and then was just holding them because it was so faffy to try and get them back on the vest. Yeah, so I wish they kind of kept that, but other than that, it's a really good vest. Yeah, I really recommend it for kind of running and to carry your fuel. I'm just really impressed with the quality. That's what I have to say about this vest. Let me know how you carry your fuel during marathon training and also for the actual marathon. Some of you might know I'm training for the Chicago Marathon at the moment, but we are not allowed to wear hydration vests because of safety reasons, but they do allow hydration belts. So I'm testing out this one, which is the Camelbak. I actually got this one with a gift card that work has given me for Christmas, and it was on Amazon, so I got this one to try. I've only done some short runs in this one, so I don't know what it's like, and I don't know how well it will fit in water, gels, phone and my GoPro. It doesn't feel that stretchy, but it does have a lot of pockets and it looks very breathable. I've only been on short runs with them and it has been very breathable, and it doesn't ride up, because a lot of running belts for me kind of end up rising up from my hips to my waist, even though it's called waist belt, but I like wearing them around my hips. But I feel like having any sort of hips, being a woman, you kind of end up having the belt or anything go upwards towards my waist because that just naturally goes inwards. But this one doesn't. As long as you kind of tighten these toggles of the elastic bits that you can tighten, then it kind of doesn't rise up. I'm still going to test these properly and see if it actually holds everything that I need for marathon. So those are the ways I carry fuel during marathon training and also during the actual marathon. So I hope you found this interesting. I'm still experimenting and working things out and figuring out what works best. And like I say, with Chicago Marathon, that we're not allowed hydration vests, it's kind of for me a little bit of a headache or trying to figure out what fits. I always like to carry a bit more than I need. So having a hydration vest feels safe because I feel like I've got loads of space to put in everything that I need, but it's not going to be that case with Chicago. So Let me know how you would carry your fuel for a marathon. I would be very interested to know and try out. So hopefully you found this video somewhat helpful, and if you did, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I will take you along during my marathon training for Chicago. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. My name is Uni. I'll see you on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.